Dude, I am so hyped right now. As of now, just one day after we got that Ollie cinematic intro, we are getting all of the patch notes and all the details for the new espers. So I can kind of gauge if I want to summon a bunch or just a little bit, right? So here it says we will be taking Dislyte offline for a short time on May 31st, 2022 from 7 to 9 UTC. So keep that in mind because we will be getting 200 Nexus crystals, and that is fucking huge for free-to-play players, okay? And I don't doubt we will get a new code as well, right? And we have all of the details for every 4-star that's coming out, plus Ollie himself. We're gonna take a look at it right now. I wanna take a look at the 4-star espers first, and then save Ollie for last because, whoo, oh boy, Ollie's crazy. All right. So Meredith, Cecilia, known as Cecilia, is a wind-attuned esper. We saw her. I think that's the one with the guitar. I think that's the one with the ukulele type beat, right? So Meredith poses powerful lifesteal and support abilities. So off the bat, she already has lifesteal in her kit. Meredith's first ability, Sonic Venom, attacks an enemy with a chance of inflicting poison. Okay. So the thing about poison is, I think poison's more early game attuned than late game. I think bleed is more of the late game poison per se. Bleed is really good. I think poison falls off or mid game, kind of mid to late game, but it could still have its niche uses in certain bosses, right? Meredith's second ability, Sonic Shield, restores a certain amount of HP and grants defense up and crit resist to an allied esper. Now, what I'm noticing about these new characters is they have crit resist, which is going to be huge for point where you're seeing things like Li Lang with crits. You're seeing Li Xiang. All of these characters that are very crit damage heavy are going to get crit resisted by these 4-stars, and Ollie also has this built into his kit, right? And I think that's going to be huge. That's going to be a big turning point in Total War. It's going to be a big turning point in certain bosses because bosses also do crit a lot, right? All right. So anyway, Meredith's third ability, Hand of Cecilia, reduce the max HP of an enemy by a certain percentage and restore HP to all allied espers equal to a portion of damage dealt. Okay, so what I'm understanding from this is she will do damage or reduce the max HP bar. I'm thinking she's gonna reduce the max HP bars like some characters do, where they reduce it by like 30% for the rest of battle. I think she'll be doing that plus healing you. So I think that's a great support ability, honestly. Making the enemy team weaker while making yourself stronger and healing your espers with a better chance of killing the other esper because they have lower health now, right? Okay, let's see. The Ascension for her ability. So this is when you get Ascension 3. If an allied esper's HP is above a certain ratio, grant speed up. Wow, holy moly. This character screams Point War and Guild War to me. Holy moly. Okay. So she's gonna grant your whole team speed up as long as they stay healthy. So running her with the healer on the side, plus she heals herself. She heals other people, as well as, you know, you can run a character like, I don't know, any healer in the game basically. Keep your whole team topped up and they will get a speed up just passively. That's what I'm understanding, right? Grant speed up. Oh, no. Okay, the ability that she's upgrading, which would be her third ability, her ult, would also grant speed up above a certain HP. Okay, I get that. Okay, I gotcha. All right, so overall, I think this is more attuned to Point War and all that stuff, though it can be more useful in other content. Speed up obviously is good in any content, so you could run her on a lot of teams against bosses, and it'll definitely make some bosses like Apep or Fafnir easier, right? Okay, so let's look at Nicole, which is, I think, the Shimmer attuned esper, and I believe she had a very cool design. I'm so excited for Nicole. Okay, Nicole is a support esper who can revive and take damage for allies while granting them defense up. So defense up, that's already good. That's already huge. Invincibility and other buffs. Okay. All right. This sounds kind of broken. All right. Let's go into the abilities. Nicole's first ability, Spiral Strike, deals damage to an enemy based on her max HP with a chance of inflicting Sear. Okay, so she's an HP. Okay, so her damage scales off of her HP. So she's gonna be a damage dealing tank. Finally, a huge damage dealing tank. That's so fucking huge. That's the first one apart from Thor, right? But that's huge. That's huge. So it's dealt by your max HP, so it's determined by your max HP. So it's just you're gonna want to build her with HP percent on all three of the artifacts you can change. You could probably run crit rate or crit damage depending on what we see here, and then 2 HP relics, HP percent relics, right? All right, and then we're gonna go to Nicole's second ability. Dead Man's Protection grants Soul Guard to an allied Esper. Okay, so Soul Guard. Okay, let's see what Soul Guard is actually, because it has it right here. Part of the damage taken by the carrier will be redistributed to the caster. The carrier when dies, that has to be a spelling error, revives immediately and restores a certain amount of HP based on their max HP. This buff expires on the caster's death. So she can revive your teammates, and it's a targeted revive. Because if I'm understanding correctly, this is her second ability. Her second ability can be targeted to maybe your DPS, any squishy character that you have, and you can kind of redirect that damage to Nicole, who is a tank. She will tank it. Plus, if that character dies, they get revived. That's insane. Nicole's crazy. And I think her ascension has to do with Soul Guard too. So when Soul Guard revives an allied Esper, Nicole immediately grants them standoff and recovery. Standoff, huh? Okay. So they get recovery off of revive. Holy shit. They get recovery off of revive, and they get standoff. That's insane. That's like, you know, Hades or Hyde. Hades or Hyde revives with 50% of its HP after he dies. But instead of just Hyde having that ability, or characters that respawn and or heal themselves, right? Or revive themselves, I should say, you can target basically Hyde passive to anybody. They can revive, you can revive whoever you want. So technically those characters with revive passives become obsolete because of this character. Not completely, of course. Hyde's gonna stay strong, of course the other characters are gonna stay strong, but now everybody can have that passive if you have Nicole on your team. That's fucking crazy. Okay, Nicole's third ability, Spinning Wrap, deals damage to all enemies based on her max HP, granting defense up and invincibility to all allies. What? All allied Espers and Soul Guard to the ally with the lowest HP. What? Okay, so Nicole will be dealing damage on her own. Be dealing damage based on her max HP, granting defense up to everybody plus invincibility to all allies. You know, use Suhua, right? She's really good because she grants invincibility to one character and can heal them and give them regen. But now Nicole can do that exact same thing, give defense up minus the regen, unless it's the lowest HP ally. Because if we look up there, the Ascension will grant them standoff and recovery, right? If they die, right? So you are guaranteed to revive somebody if they died during that turn, give defense up to everybody, and they get invincibility for one turn. Nobody takes damage. All of your allies will not take damage. That is insane. That is insane. This is already looking crazy. This is looking already huge. Keep in mind though, she is Shimmer Attuned, so she's gonna be a little harder to get than other 4 stars, right? But when you do get her, I think she's definitely a champion you want to run, or an Esper you want to run on your team. For sure, for sure. Holy shit, she's so strong on paper. But you know, that could change. That could change if we look at it in game. It always could look good on paper. Maybe on in game it looks even crazier, right? All right, so Lauda, which is the last one, is a Shimmer attuned Esper as well. So 2 Shimmer attuned Espers we're getting. All right, Lauda is a support Esper who grants a shield to all allies and counterattacks the attacker when her shield is destroyed or dispelled. Okay. Okay. I think I need to read the rest of her kit before I judge. All right. Lauda's first ability, Shield Attack, deals damage to an enemy based on her attack and a max HP with a chance of inflicting silence. I think silence is a new buff that we're getting with Ollie. Ollie also has silence. I read ahead. Surprise, surprise. And the fact that you can get a 4-star that does it, that's pretty good. I think silence is going to be very, very good against bosses as well. I'm not sure if it will count against bosses. I'm not sure if bosses will be able to be silenced. But if they are, that means they can't use their main abilities. And that's huge. That's huge all around the board for our story content, for Tower, for every boss, Apep, Chronos, Fafnir, right? That could be crazy, but we have to see if we can inflict silence. Okay. After each allied Esper takes action, Lauda's passive ability, Shield Guardian, grants the ally shield, which absorbs damage based on Neef's match HP. Okay, so she will have, or he will have, not sure. Okay, so if you attack, she'll grant you a shield that's based on her max HP. Sounds kind of crazy, especially in Point War. Holy moly. Okay. So characters that can attack more than once or can retaliate are gonna get the shield. I'm pretty sure if you run retaliate artifacts on a character, for example, Hyde, who needs retaliation, or you know, anybody that you run its retaliation on, they can essentially get a shield every time they attack or retaliate. That's crazy. That's insane. That's insane. I think she's gonna be a great support, or he. I don't know, dude. Neith, I think he's gonna be very good. I think he's gonna be super good. All right. Let's see. Ascension. When an allied Esper shield is destroyed or dispelled by an enemy, Neith has a chance to counterattack. So not only do you get a shield, but you also can get a counterattack from Neith. Wow. Holy. These characters are crazy. There's not even one bad character, questionable character here. That's insane. Okay, so Lauda's third ability, Iron Wall, grants shield and crit resist. There it is again. Crit resist to the allied Espers. If the target already has a shield, increase shield strength. So basically, God. Okay, so you could give shield. If the ally already has a shield from attacking before, you can make it stronger and give them crit resist. Wow, dude. And all of these characters are gonna have rate up, so you're gonna get quite a bit of them if you're planning to summon on the Ollie banner. I would say this is insane. I would say this is pretty fucking good. All these 4-stars are good. I would definitely advise for you to play the summon for sure. Holy, just based off of the 4-stars, and we haven't even looked at Ollie yet, which we will get to right now, actually. So Ollie or Osiris, he looks fucking cool. He's above me, I think, on this video. Yeah, he's right there. His design's crazy. He looks so good. If you haven't seen the video, go watch it. Link in the description. It's really nice, dude. Ollie is a fighter Esper with support abilities capable of preventing allies from dying. Ollie's first ability, Hook Strike, deals damage to an enemy with a chance of inflicting silence. So there's silence again, right? So just the base attack, kind of straightforward, simple. Ollie can inflict silence to the people that he auto attacks. That's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. We haven't seen silence in action yet. I'm not sure if any character in the game has it. If so, leave a comment telling me, because I 100% haven't seen any characters that silence. All right. When an allied Esper takes a fatal hit, Ollie's passive ability, Salvific Judgment, grants Salvific Judgment to prevent them from dying. as well as invincibility and recovery, and inflicts Law of Dua on the attacker. Okay. So Law of Dua is what I want to know what it does. I'm not sure if they describe it in here. But essentially you'll be debuffing the attacker. I'm sure this is a debuff, maybe makes them weaker to attacks, or something along those lines. And I think that's going to be really strong, especially if you're putting this on your squishy characters, and they manage to survive because of his invincibility recovery. I think it's crazy. I think it is pretty crazy. Yeah, and it's always if they take a fatal hit. So his passive ability can proc a whole lot. I'm sure they're gonna limit it to 1 time per match or round, right? Because that sounds too broken, right? That sounds like you can just infinitely revive your characters forever and ever, which is gonna obviously break the game. So it's probably gonna be limited to 1 time. But it is still very strong because you're giving that character invincibility and recovery, so they can't die immediately after they get revived. And you're debuffing the attacker. Ollie's third ability, Law of Duet, deals damage to an enemy. Oh, Law of Duet deals damage to an enemy with additional damage based on the target's matched HP. So essentially, this is true damage, right? This will do a certain percentage of somebody's health no matter what, right? Inflict defense down and taunt for them. Okay. So you can taunt with Ollie. And he scales off of HP as it looked. I think Ollie's gonna scale off of HP then. Yeah, because look at his ascension. Deal damage to an enemy with an additional damage based on the target's match HP. Inflicts defense down and taunts them while granting the caster invincibility. So we're getting 2 DPS tanks, because Ollie seems like a very good DPS tank, right? He's supporting your team with, you know, revives, invincibility and recovery for that person who is revived. You're applying Law of Duet of the attacker, which deals damage to an enemy with additional damage based on the target's max HP. So you're doing true damage and inflicting defense down and taunting them, so they can only attack Ollie. That's pretty crazy. And the ascension deals damage to an enemy based on, with additional damage based on target's match HP, inflicts defense down and taunts to them while granting the caster invincibility. So Ollie himself, that's insane, because you can taunt with Ollie and you'll have invincibility right off the get-go. After you send him to Ascension 3, you'll have invincibility and take no damage. So I guess he's not going to be a tank. I think that invincibility is going to be super important. If you're getting Ollie, you want him at Ascension 3 almost immediately. You need him at Ascension 3. Because if you're taunting without Ascension 3, you're probably going to take a fuck ton of damage. And Ollie's probably not a tank, actually, now that I think about it, right? So he'll probably die. Especially if you're taunting a DPS or something of the sort. But if you get Ascension 3, you get invincibility immediately after you cast your third ability. Or your third ability procs. Yeah, I would say Ollie's crazy. Ollie's crazy. He's provide support, he's a great DPS. And on top of that, he's debuffing a lot. And he's doing true damage. Should you summon? Yes. Yes, absolutely. This is crazy. This is insane. And just to go over this real quick, because I'm making this video a little too long. Club Hollow Battle, Clan Wars is going to be added to the game. We're going to have Hollow Battle signups, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure we're going to have rewards attuned to Hollow Battle. More on that later, right? Yeah, rewards and shit. I'll look at that in another video. But for now, that'll be it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'm out.